Texas butthole did you get out of yourself?
Oh man, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. I can't believe it. We're back on regular YouTube. I can't believe it. Firing on all cylinders. How's everybody doing tonight? Hi, how are you? Well, nice turn of events. Pretty crazy. Where my YouTube channel is out of jail, and so I will see what it does to the tipping of the scales of Twitch versus YouTube. But I have to say that in a lot of ways, I feel safer over on Twitch because I don't trust that they're not going to try and hit me with another one as we cover all this nonsense of the Republicans trying to keep Trump in office. I mean, honest to God. And by the way, look at the stickers flying today. It's just lovely. It's like a big welcoming back party. Thank you guys so much. I can't believe it. By the way, somebody was mentioning, hold on, did I put these over here? Where did I put them? I had some pictures. Hold on. Where did I put them? I set them down over here. Hold on. They're behind here. Since there's a bunch, sliding back over. Since a bunch of people are mentioning lab rats in the thing, I don't know if this is going to be too bright. You'll be able to frame on them or whatever. These are some pictures. There's me and TJ from lab rats party we did. I got to put these on screen. I just found these in storage. There's me being grabbed by all the ladies of lab rats. All the techs and 80s and stuff like that. This is me and the fight team, and me and Jeremy, and that crowd. That's a good time. Kung fuing ourselves out. There's Nina. Good folks. Good people. Good, lovely, sweeter, happier times. How I love you, but my son won't let me watch anything else. Yes! Lab Rats has captured another. Don't worry. There'll be more where that comes from at some point in the future. We don't know. We can't know. 220 plus in Twitch. We got a bunch of people over at YouTube. Everybody. Oh, hold on. I got to let. There we go. Sorry. I got to let Facebook out of jail. There you go. So I can't auto start up Facebook when I'm restreaming across all these things. I can't do it because the way Facebook is set up, if you auto start it from wherever you are, it assumes the control of it from whatever the site is that you're doing. So I can't go in and set all the comment settings so that we're not completely overloaded with trolls yelling racial epithets. And so I have to remember to turn it on manually. It's 2020. This is ridiculous. Restream, get your act together. What the heck? Oh, Rob, thank you. Yay! Yay, Rob. Thank you, Raphael. Rob, I know that you and I were both watching the Apple unveiling today of the M1 chip. I'm sure you saw the one more thing. Did you guys watch that? Ooh, salivation. Salivation occurred. There was salivation at the M1 chip, mainly once it gets into the bigger machines. Like right now, it's just on the 13-inch MacBook, the Air, and the Mini. But once you know what I'm waiting for, Rob, and I think you know, the M5. You know it's coming. You know we're a couple of years away from it. But holy smokes, what's happening, Enderwolf? I can get it. I can shout out people. That's fine. Yeah, the M1 is insane. It's basically a phone. It's basically it's basically, it's a giant. Your computer's now a giant phone. That's what they're doing. So, yeah, but it's super. Yeah, it's super interesting. Ooh, I'm very excited. Yeah, totally a Star Trek reference. I'm excited. I'm excited about the next couple years of computing. I'm a little scared about CRISPR, but I'm feeling better about robotics and AI. There's almost a tipping point. Is Periscope up? Let's check. Periscope. Yes, it is. Periscope is up. View event. I will go over and view the event. And pause this sucker. Okay, yeah, that's open. All right. And that way I can, it's the only way. Oh, Donna, thank you. I'm glad you love Queer as Folk. Thank you very much. We found some Queer as Folk goodies, and I've been unpacking over the last 9 years. I don't know what the hell, but it's pretty, it's been a trip down memory lane, I have to say. And like I literally yesterday found my Paul Stanley wristband that I wore on stage when 01 played for the first time at the Viper Room. Yeah. So, right on. Hello, Periscope people. So, obviously, we're at the point where, and I have to say, nice, Katie, thank you. I have to say, there is no other way to say this. Donald Trump is bunker boy right now. Donald Trump is bunkering it right now. He is locked down, hidden out of sight. He is, he's on the crapper, nonstop tweeting. Or, I mean, some stop, I suppose. There's these weird gaps in his tweeting as bad news comes in, and then he kind of goes, maybe I should try to, and then more bad news, and then nothing, and then more bad news. It's fairly hysterical. Now, there's a few areas. There's a few areas where people are freaking out right now, not the least of which is Barr and Pompeo. Thank you, El Rondo. Thank you, and DC2257. Thank you so much. And Rage, thanks everybody for super chat. Oh my God, and thank you guys for joining me today. So two big fear points: Bill Barr, which is I understand, and Pompeo. Right? These are the two things. Pompeo's thing, I will say, and this is a very rare moment, but I basically agree with Joe Lieberman that he was joking. I mean, and here's the thing. Mike Pompeo is a Trumpster, and he's going to be running for whatever, senator, governor. He's going to go for governor, I think. So when he runs for office, he's got to have, a lockstep, member of Trumpistan record. And that's crucial. So he's going to, he's got to say stuff like that, even if he knows it's failing. And there's a bunch of, I'm not siding with Lieberman. I just agree with him that it was a joke, that it was him being like a smartass. Trump so far let's see, 6 hours ago, there was a flurry. Yeah, 6-7 hours ago. He was basically tweeting starting 10 hours ago, right? So he got up this morning and started watching and tweeting Maria Bartiromo, who most of us know as Alex Jones in drag. And he started right here, this business. President Trump told us for some time we would be getting a vaccine by the end of the year, and people laughed at him. And here we are with Pfizer getting FDA approval by the end of the month. He was right. Okay. First of all, Pfizer was not a part of Operation Fartsteed, just for the record. Hype train. There was no point
Captain's log
where they participate. They didn't get any money from the government, and everybody's going, well, they're gonna sell a bunch of it to the government or whatever. Well, of course they are. That's the whole point. That's why all these companies were in a foot race to get it as quick as possible. Now, the argument that I find incredibly fascinating that they are making is that they held it back until after the election just to hurt him. Well, if that's true of anyone, it's true of Eli Lilly, which is pursuing a similar vaccine that had a problem early on because they were skipping steps and in a bum rush, but they were aligned with the task force. So if anybody, he could say they were holding it back just to screw with me, it would have to be companies that were aligned with him particularly, because every other company in the entire world, and if you listen to the CEO of Pfizer, dude doesn't sound like he's from Indiana. Let's just be abundantly clear. And so by his standard, any other company or country that came up with a vaccine, for Christ's sakes, would eventually, was doing it just to spite him whenever they released it. It's the stupidest argument. The only people that you have, that you had control, the only people who could hold it back are the people you had control over. And he didn't have control over Pfizer. They ignored him, and they wanted to, and everybody is in a rush. Everybody. They said it was going to be the end of October, Pfizer did, and it took them an extra week because they wanted to double check everything, because people will live and die on this. And their stock price will rise or crater on this, is more part of it. Because I think they and Eli Lilly both feel that they've got a strong vaccine against this. And interestingly enough, if this works out, because it's a coronavirus just like the flu, there is a very strong chance that there are peripheral antibody reactions to taking this vaccine, if it lasts, that could supersede a flu vaccine. You wouldn't need it, which would be kind of amazing. And so thank you guys so much. Look at Sarah for the bits, thank you. And Leslie with a super chat from Canada. And Georgina, thank you guys. Oh, I love you guys. This is really resubscribed on Prime. Thank you, Joe. So this is where he starts with this Maria Bartiromo. He was right. No, he wasn't. No, he was not. First of all, they announced it, but it hasn't cleared the final hurdles. We don't know how long it'll last. We don't know if there's any safety concerns. We don't know if it has any ancillary effects. Everybody's got their fingers crossed and is very hopeful, but they don't know if it simply makes you asymptomatic. That's another possibility. They don't know. They're still months away, probably 2 months away from a legit reading of this. But it's a good sign. There's a reason to be hopeful, but it's going to be 3 to 4 months before they can even start getting enough doses out to cover the people who need it the most. They haven't tested it on old people. They haven't tested it on people who have, are immunodeficient or any of that stuff. It's tricky shit. So, anyways, he was watching Maria Bartiromo this morning and, congratulating himself. Thank you, Francis. And only because of President Trump, we're going to have a vaccine by the end of the year. Ronnie Jackson, Texas Congressman. Ronnie Jackson, who was, I believe, his doctor. Is that the same one? Only because of President Trump. Only because of President Trump. What was the big action? Thank you. What was the big action that Donald Trump took that cleared the path for a vaccine? Does anybody know what the really big one was? What the real, beyond just every pharmaceutical company and chat room, literally, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is the primary thing that Trump did to speed along a vaccine more than any other thing? More than anything. Rallies. That's what he did to cause it. 411 patrons. Woohoo! We're going to clear 500. It's like the 100 number. At one point, we will buck over the top of that. You can do it for a year, too. You don't have to do it every month. You can go ahead and sign up and just kind of get it out of the way and contribute that way. It's kind of lovely. But he got COVID. Spread it fire. No. In all honesty, I Am Not My Thoughts is the closest, and Edward was another close one. The primary step that they did, less regulations, that's part of it. What they did was they lowered the standard for efficacy to 50% against placebo, which is not helpful in this particular disease. You got 40 to 60% efficacy with a flu vaccine, but the death rate because of the flu is low compared to this, and it doesn't spread as much. So 40 to 60% is fine, but you need a much higher efficacy rate for this to be useful at all. So he lowered it to 50%. And so all the companies that took part in Operation Warp Speed,
Captain's log,
all of them were operating that all they had to do was get their vaccine to be 50% effective against placebo compared to placebo. 50% of the time, half of the people that took it compared to half the people that took the placebo didn't get COVID. That was it. That's the standard. And yeah, well, and pre-ordering the vaccine is obviously a part of it. That's the distribution thing, but they completely screwed that pooch too, because they're gonna get Eli Lilly's version of this at a premium, which is part of that'll be a negotiation. But the point is that 50% bar, he lowered that bar to 50%. Well, the Pfizer vaccine that's outside the system, that's not a part of Operation Fartsteed,
Captain's log,
is since it's not participating in that, hit a 90% efficacy. Not only is it actually a functional vaccine, 50% of the time it works all the time. Right. That was it. Natalie. So this is him saying, "We are making big progress. Results starting to come in next week. Make America great again." We are making big progress. Results start to come in next week. Yeah, sure they do. In a very short period of time. He's going to be writing this in 2 weeks thing for "We will win. We will win." Right after that. Watch for massive ballot counting abuse. And just like the early vaccine, remember I told you so. No, there's not massive ballot counting abuse. And then he follows it up with ballot counting abuse. I mean, seriously, like this is bad enough. Watch for massive ballot counting abuse. And just like the early vaccine, remember, I told you so. And then to follow it up with ballot counting abuse. Ballot counting abuse. What? Literally seconds later. Highly respected Ken Starr. A sentence no one else has ever written. No one has ever started a sentence with highly respected Ken Starr. Not since 1996, anyways. Pennsylvania's 3-day extension of the mail-in ballot deadline is a constitutional travesty. Legal scholars agree. 4 out of 5 dentists. We found the fifth dentist. Ballot counting abuse. Ballot counting abuse. Jesus. And he continued to watch TV because he's watching the Andrew McCabe thing today, which Lindsey Graham put on for him. And I listened to 2 hours of this shit at the gym today. Republicans don't let Andrew McCabe continue to get away with totally criminal activity. What he did should never be allowed to happen to our country again. Fight for justice. Fight for justice. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, we definitely, I beg your pardon, I don't have Trumbleweave. We do need his Trumbleweave. You're absolutely right. Hold on. We have to do it. Every time he screams or something, there's got to be there should be like, ballot counting abuse. Fight for justice. Yeah, they can audit the ballots all they want. All they're going to do is find more Trump votes. And by the way, you'll notice, see this little button right here? Never been blue. Never, not ever. Never, not ever. That's his hair rolling by the way, in case you're wondering. Ballot getting abused. Just the top of his head pops off. Never, not ever have I ever followed him. I can look him up when I need to look and see what's in the news and stuff. I don't need any help. I don't need to see his shit. He's down to 88 million followers, which is like right around his fame level. It's basically like, everybody who voted for him and the news media that has to cover him worldwide. Oh, Natalie, celebrate good times. Come on. What's up, Natalie? That's terrible. I shouldn't do that. That's so stupid. This is so stupid. All right. So, Biden is catching up to Trump's Twitter followers. You bet your ass he is. And wait till he overtakes him on that one. Oh, that has to be a campaign, guys. Dick Van Dyke is cool. Nothing has been truer. I started following to watch Pity Party. Right. This is pretty, yeah. So there should be a massive unfollow. I mean, there already is. People are doing the massive unfollow or whatever. And a lot of those people are starting to follow Biden's account, but they're going to be bored to tears. I just want, thank you, Robert Reynolds. I just want to, in my feed, I want Joe Biden's tweets to just go by, and I just want to see them and go, yeah. And that's it. That's all I want. Obama has lost Twitter followers. Has most Twitter followers since October, 125 million. Yeah. Biden's daily tweet, beige. It's just pictures of the dogs. I'm like, oh. This is, okay, so I'm going to go with, we got double dose of, we got some Giuliani today. This is fairly shorter, though. Newsmax.
The Justice Department.
Boy, God. Look, and I would like to say, just for the record, just because she and I have the same hair, except I don't have extensions, I don't want anyone photoshopping me into this. You hear me? I'm absolutely not going to post green screen pictures of myself later. I'm just saying, it's pretty dead on. I have sharper cheeks, but as to be expected. And I'm not wearing dangly earrings because they mess up my headphones. Okay, here we go.
Top election crimes prosecutor resigned on Monday after Attorney General William Barr told federal prosecutors that they should examine allegations of...
No, he didn't. First of all, he didn't say they should. He said they could. Big difference. Matters.
Voting irregularities before the states move to certify results in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, Republicans back the president's refusal to concede. Joining us to weigh in is...
Oh, do they?
Arizona Representative Andy Biggs. Congressman Biggs, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Good to be with you.
Absolutely. Okay, at last check, Arizona is still counting votes. How many are left? And do you believe the president still has a chance at winning your state?
Yeah, he's down in the 14,000s to Biden. There's about 60 to 70,000 votes left. I think there's runway there. He could still bring it in. He's going to need to win about 60% of all the...
Going to need 70%.
Ballots that are left. And the good news for him is that a significant portion of those ballots are in the Phoenix metro suburbs, like my district or David Schweikert's or Debbie Lesko's district, where he did pretty well in those districts. So there is runway there. Yes, he could still pull this out.
You say that, And yet, if you've been watching other networks, they've
Ballot counting abuse.
already called your state for Joe Biden. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it was
Fox. Friggin' lib turds.
disservice to not only Arizona but the entire nation. It actually changed the narrative that night. If you recall, it was all up in the air, and they did it very
Nobody knew. Nobody, guys.
quickly. One of the networks did with regard to Arizona.
They called it, and then it's turning out to be true, and it's going to stay true, and that's not fair. It changed the narrative.
What that did is it all of a sudden changed the narrative. So they were
The narrative. You mean your story?
saying, "Oh, well, look,
Oh, hey, my goodness, Marge, Lord Almighty. It says right here that Arizona's going to that Biden fella. Well, that's a change in the story, Sam. It certainly is. I guess we should move on and begin helping with the transition. Go get my shovel. I will.
all he needs now is Nevada."
They've changed the narrative. They certainly have.
Then he's going to get 270. So in reality, there are irregularities here. Plus, there's the ballots to be counted here. We had people standing in line. You had over 1 million ballots to count. It was, in my opinion, grossly irresponsible on the part of that particular network.
Well, say their name. Say the name, say the name. Why won't you say Fox right now? I love that. We understand, folks. Thanksgiving's going to be pretty sweet because Republicans are not saying the name of Fox News in interviews.
And I think it actually changed the narrative.
Marge, they've changed the narrative. Again? No, it's the same. He's saying they've changed so far, if I'm keeping track. Keep track! If I'm keeping track. They've changed it, the narrative. Then they changed, according to this fella, they changed the narrative again, which would change it back. That'd change it back. It would, certainly would. It certainly would. To where the Trump fella was a winning. So put my shovel back in the barn and we may not, but then he comes out and says they changed the narrative for a third time. Well, I'm not coming out of the barn until you tell me how many times he said the narrative has changed. I'm not carrying this shit back and forth all afternoon. I understand. Let's go have some soup and wait it out.
And changed where we sit today.
There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza.
Because of that call.
Wow. And of course, media outlets are not the ones who decide the outcome of the election. The American people do. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you guys totally had a problem with it last time.
Let's
Yeah, Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's fairly close. You're right.
talk about beyond your state of Arizona. We know there are going to be lawsuits in several states. The lawyers for the Trump campaign are heading to court. They're going to be presenting their evidence of.
You mean their Post-it notes? I'm not kidding. Their evidence was a poll watcher got a Post-it note from a poll worker. Give it up for champagne. And got a Post-it note from him that said that there were shenanigans going along. I don't know if they properly spelled shenanigans. There's no when you write a Post-it note, there's no autofill, and so you're really going out on a limb. And they apparently brought the Post-it note to court, but they didn't know the name of or the gender of the poll worker.
Voter fraud. Are you waiting for these lawsuits to play out before congratulating the next president?
Yeah. All right. Excuse me, didn't you just tell us that the media does not call it, and now you're calling him the next president? What the hell? You said next. You didn't say this president. What the shit? Play, you bastard. Oh, it's frozen again. Hold on. Play. Oh, there you go. Come on, slight delay.
Absolutely. I think
Absolutely.
you have to exercise every option, whether it's the legal route, whether it's
No, you don't exercise every option. Every option would include, literally every option. And in the world of options, these people have floated the Second Amendment option. So no, not every option. Asshat. I'm just saying.
Actually recounts or actually some kind of settlement to recount and adjudicate ballots, quarantine machines and make sure that they were appropriate. All of those avenues have yet to be exhausted. That's why none of the states have finished their canvasses. None of the states have certified either one as a victor. And that's why the media should stay out of it. We have got to make sure that we exhaust every legal remedy before
you're exhausted.
Determine who you think is going to be president. Don't forget, in 2000, we gave Al Gore 37 days to exhaust his remedies in South Florida.
There was a 500 vote difference.
And we have multiple states here, some states still counting. I think you need to exhaust all remedies before you declare a winner.
Yeah, we know the many lawsuits to come. We're going to keep a close eye
exciting.
on it. And yet we've heard from Joe Biden, we've heard from Kamala Harris, and
we've heard from Bibi Netanyahu, we've heard from Justin Trudeau, we've heard from Erdogan.
Overarching message from Democrats at this point, at least, at that level on the ticket, are calling for unity, calls for unity, right? Let's come together. What do you think about that right now?
Unity, that's gay. It's basically what the face he's making right now. This is like the mocking.
That's from the folks that filed a resolution to impeach President Trump the day after he was elected in 2016. These are the people that.
Sorry, did we all do that? Was there a collective? Did the person who do that do a call for unity? Sorry, did Joe Biden file an impeachment? Sorry, what? And no, as far as the 25th Amendment, no. Africa right now. Africa right now. Africa right now.
Play. To the Russian hoax that called people who supported Trump Nazis. They said racist, misogynist, every hateful name in the book. These are the ones that
not all of them, just you.
Basically did everything they could to delegitimize the president and his supporters. These are
I don't know. I mean,
people that are saying let's put together a list of people who served for President Trump.
Yeah, look at these pictures of these people wearing like flag hats and tweeting all these masks. I don't know quite what these pictures are showing. Are they just tired of his face, or are they just moving him over to the other side of the page? It's hard to even tell. Hold on. Play.
In his cabinet and in his staff, and also people who supported him, so we can dox them, so we can attack.
Yeah, let's show a lovely picture of the family. His wife and children and grandchildren all gathering watching fireworks. Just a hideous display. It's kind of amazing. Play, you rat. I think they need a mask. Why is dude's face only tan from his eyes down?
And shame them, as one of their commentators said, forever.
Because he wears his mask upside down, or his mask is stained in some way?
Now they want to ask
for you did not, Holly, yesterday.
Instead of allowing us to go forward and actually determine whether he won the election or President Trump won the election.
Biden won the election.
I find it utterly disingenuous, and it's, quite frankly, it's an illegitimate way to try to legitimize what they're claiming is their victory.
Oh my God, they're illegitimately legitimizing things. Oh my God, how are we going to know what's too legit to quit? Why won't they quit trying to try to legitimize things? This is so stupid. Because his head is up somebody's ass? That's the stain from pulling it out to go on TV? Is that what we're looking at?
It's actually part and parcel of what they always want. They want you to be tolerant of them, but they're never going to be tolerant of you if you disagree with them.
Well, no, it's the standard of what you're tolerating is kind of what matters. You know what I mean? Like, I can tolerate somebody kind of yelling. I can tolerate if a disagreement about policy. But if you're chanting Jews will not replace us, we're moving out of the tolerance zone. You see what I'm saying? Oh, thanks, Foggy. Honest to God.
I think that's utterly disgusting.
All right, we're going to leave it at that.
Well, just leave it at that. You're utterly disgusting. Thank you.
Congressman Andy Biggs taking the time this morning from the great state of
Oh, believe me, he has plenty of time. And then Rudy, hold on, let me see if I can back this up. Again, live from a rando hotel room, brought to you by, I think a newscaster from Heavy Metal, the cartoon.
Continued to make the case for election fraud. Joining me now is the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, who's leading.
He's gotten more orange. This is true.
This election.
I mean, he's straight up circus peanut with glasses right now. The other thing is, dude, most of the time, you don't want your camera up like this, but you want it slightly up. You want, I have mine basically even with my eyes. It's a little down, actually. If I wanted to shoot for a slightly more flattering thing, I could probably bring it up a little bit, tilt it down a little bit. But this weird squat thing of, like, we're all sitting on Rudy's lap giving him a dance is so disgusting. Oh, I can't stand circus peanuts. God damn, I hate them.
Legal fight. So,
and I certainly aren't going to eat one now.
Tell me, sir.
But bless you, Acht. I'm glad you're happy.
How are things going? Where do things stand right now?
Excuse me, I'm not really, really white. I'm definitely a white person, but I'm not like Steve Martin white. I have some tone to my skin. I beg your pardon. I got a little bit of butterscotch in my skin tone. You guys need to chillax. Candy corn and cigarettes? That's basically, isn't that what circus peanuts are made of? All right, play, you rat. All right, this annoys me. There's something about like these videos that like it just no longer wants to play from here. There we go.
Well, after filing the lawsuit yesterday in
lawsuit. I love that Tom Brokaw L from New York. Lawsuit. Lawsuit. That's always it confused me. Lawsuit. Play, you rat. It takes a second.
Which support by 50 plus witnesses.
No.
That say that Republicans were excluded from observing over 600,000.
You can't be a witness if you're a part of the same group. 50 of those assholes showed up unannounced without any right to view any of the ballots, and they were turned away because they weren't party affiliated poll watchers who had signed up beforehand. They just wanted to storm the joint. So they were told to go pound sand. You can't have 50 people show up and they're all 50 of them witnesses. I saw you get kicked out. Did you see me get kicked out? I saw you get kicked out. I was kicked out. I know, I saw it. I was right there when I was getting kicked out. Go fuck yourself.
Questionable ballots in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. And
where the black people are.
Only in those two Democrat corrupt cities, really. Rest of Pennsylvania, no problem. We
go now live to the voting situation in white areas. Plenty of machines, only a few people, super easy. We shall return to our black voting area, but we couldn't get our camera outside because it was raining. Hey, look, it's Kate McKinnon. I'm sorry, but like Kate McKinnon doesn't.
We have a good chance. Also, when you consider the additional allegations of fraud there, to have that.
Yeah, just keep tossing allegations. Sure. Never mind the fact that you're 0 for 8 now. Rudy splits the vote, right? Play, you rat. Videos are annoying me now. I'm aggravated.
And not certified.
Well,
I mean, the margin of victory was only 40,000 after the president had been ahead by 700,000.
Only. He wasn't ahead. You're not ahead. You're not ahead until the counting is done. It's not a game. There are a certain amount of ballots. They get counted. No one is ahead ever. Because you can't, there's no way to make up points. It's not a football game or a basketball game or a soccer game. Like no one's ahead. Like, honest to God, even while they've watched votes come in, no one is ahead until they count the votes. That's when you know who's ahead in the election. It's one thing.
And I think we can show that this was part of a concerted effort on the part of the Democrat Party to do this in 10 different states. Because the same...
You mean protect black people's right to vote? Jesus Christ. Who will stop them?
thing they did in Philadelphia, herd the Republicans in corrals, not let them see the ballot. They did it in Pittsburgh. They did it in Detroit. They did it in Milwaukee.
Right.
They did it in Phoenix.
Interesting.
They did it in Las Vegas. They did it in all these places where they have this Democrat, machine.
Right.
And it's impossible that every one of these Democratic leaders woke up the day after the election with the same idea of not allowing Republicans to see the mail ballots, corral them into chutes.
Oh wait,
even
hold
though
on. Real quick. So, I'm sorry. Apartments.com. Whoops. Why'd that start over again? What's happening? Reload, you asshole. I have a quick question. Why are we shocked that Democratic areas with the massive Democratic voters and Democratic mayors and Democratic city councils are not going to vote overwhelmingly for the Democrat? What in the world? Hold on, I'm going to restart that and reload that page. Apparently, what in the world? What is this business? Excuse you. Oh my God. Who is this? Dinesh D'Souza? Did the YouTube gods just give me a wonderful thing to mess with? Thanks. I'm glad you like my apartments.com. Great place to find a place.
This is a fraud.
Oh, we bumped up to 417. Hurrah!
On the American public. This
World over. That's the name of this
is
show.
an embarrassment to our country.
Well, finally, is there a mirror? What are you saying? Oh.
We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. So our goal now is to ensure the integrity.
That's what your goal is.
For the good of this nation.
After a long night of counting, it's clear that we're winning enough states to reach 270 electoral votes needed to win the presidency. I'm not here to declare that we've won.
Abuse!
But I am here to report when the count is finished, we believe we will be the winners.
Both presidential candidates believe they've won this election.
Hello. And the winner of the John Lovett's character that never was contest goes to?
Votes still being counted in key states. The Trump administration has filed lawsuits in Pennsylvania, Michigan.
No, they haven't. The Trump administration has not filed any lawsuits. None. The Trump campaign, according to, and the RNC have filed 7 that have all failed. The administration has not. Just saying, for the record. He is
Georgia, and they're demanding
lost
recounts
monsters.
in Wisconsin. Where is this election headed? What can we expect?
It's headed to a Biden presidency.
In the days ahead, joining us with analysis is political commentator, author,
and felon,
and director of the documentary Trump Card, Dinesh D'Souza.
Trump card. Ah! Good Lord. Why are they all in rando hotel rooms? Maybe that's who we saw walking by in the background on Rudy's thing. You remember we saw somebody sketching around in the background? I think it's entirely possible. Play, you rat.
Dinesh, good to have you back. Many Democrats in all the polls have predicted a blue wave across the country.
Yeah, and Biden won by, it looks like 7 million votes in the end.
That didn't materialize. Why not, do you think?
I think it's because the narrative that the Democrats were trying to sell.
I think it's because extended stay Radissons, I mean, while it's good that they have a fridge, they want to charge you extra for a DVD player, and I think that's a ripoff. I mean, just between the two of it, what news stream is this? This is world over.
The American people on was unconvincing. They thought that they had gotten their message through. They thought that with the
author of United States of Socialism, a book even AOC wouldn't write.
Prominence they enjoy in the media, that there would
filmmaker, author,
be no public
felon.
resistance. But
Raymond DeRoyo on Twitter. Huh? That's not. Oh, that's the host's Twitter, I hope. Huh? Yeah, this is. Yeah. There is an unfortunate.
no, voting is a time when the public gets to speak back, and this was kind of a vote of no confidence in the kind of bright new socialist future that the Democrats were promising. And this repudiation is pretty much across the board, which is why I find it odd that they seem to be saying, well, you know, all our other candidates were repudiated, but, you know, Joe Biden, he was the exception. People really liked that guy.
Yeah, they did.
Are you surprised at how close?
Yeah, they. By the way, he's the quote unquote the guy who beat the socialists. So it actually is completely in line with what you were saying.
Election is these tight margins. Talk to me about the two candidates, what they did in the closing days that might have contributed to these tight.
Hold on. Newsflash. Washington Post. Fraudulent postal worker featured by Republicans as evidence of vote tampering admits he made it up. GOP donors gave him $130,000. Oh my God, he got the same money as Stormy Daniels and he didn't even have to see Trump's dick? What a... hold on. We got to look this up. Hold on. Well, that's fun. Postal worker admits making up allegations of ballot tampering, officials say. Here we go. See, this is where you get into the world of it's a crime. Thanks for, I am not my thoughts for bringing this up. This is kind of, we interrupt this ridiculousness of this sideline dog dragging his butt across the carpet news service interviewing a tenant of an extended stay Radisson to bring you this breaking news. A Pennsylvania postal worker whose claims have been cited by top Republicans as potential evidence of widespread voting irregularities, admitted to U.S. Postal Service investigators that he fabricated the allegations. According to 3 officials briefed on the investigation and a statement from a House congressional committee. Oh, the whole committee. My, they've already looked into this, it would seem. Richard Hopkins' claim that a postmaster in Erie, Pennsylvania instructed postal workers to backdate ballots. Oh, this is one of the big ones that they've been pushing. Mailed after Election Day was cited by Lindsey Graham. Oh, he's a good fella. I've heard good things about him. In a letter to the Justice Department calling for a federal investigation, Attorney General William Barr subsequently authorized federal prosecutors to open probes into credible allegations of voting irregularities and fraud. Well, I guess he did, and this is what they found. A reversal of long-standing Justice Department policy. But on Monday, Hopkins, 32, told investigators from the U.S. Postal Service's Office of Inspector General that the allegations were not true. And he signed an affidavit recanting his claims, according to officials who spoke on the condition of anonymity to describe an ongoing investigation. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee tweeted late Tuesday that the whistleblower completely recanted. Hopkins did not respond to messages seeking comment. Next thing you're going to tell me that you're going to actually tell me that the woman who voted on behalf of her dead mother for Trump was actually voting for Biden. The reversal comes as Trump has refused to concede to President elect Joe Biden. By the way, the backdating was the primary case that they thought they had some legs on in Pennsylvania. And so that just took a huge shit right on Lindsey Graham's chest. Which I'm sorry about that visual to everyone but Lindsey Graham. The Trump campaign provided that affidavit to Graham, who in turn asked the Justice Department and the FBI to launch an investigation. Oh, I see, the one that they said. I guess they did. The Trump campaign also cited reports of the allegation in a federal lawsuit filed Monday against Pennsylvania election officials that seeks to prevent them from certifying the state's election results. I guess that's in the turlet. The Trump campaign, the Justice Department, and Graham did not immediately respond to requests for comment Tuesday. You don't say. Oh, this is Igor. The Erie postmaster, that's the place he's from. He's not creepy. I just want to be sure that you understand that. The Erie post. It's really got to be hard for the people of Erie, Pennsylvania to describe anybody who works for and about the city of Erie. The Erie mayor. Is he this mayor? No, he's the mayor from the next city over. He's just the Postal Service Inspector General's office informed members of Congress in a briefing on Tuesday that Hopkins had recanted his allegations, according to a congressional aide. The investigators first interviewed Hopkins on Friday, the aide said. Hopkins' allegation, without his name, were first aired last week by Project Veritas, an organization that uses deceptive tactics to expose what it says is bias and corruption in the mainstream media. Hopkins agreed to attach his name to the allegation late last week. He was instantly celebrated by Trump supporters. Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe on Saturday hailed Hopkins as, quote, an American hero on Twitter. A GoFundMe page created under Hopkins' name had raised over $136,000 by Tuesday evening, with donors praising him as a patriot and whistleblower. By the way, hi, GoFundMe. Go fuck him. I'm just saying. Your donations are going to help me in case I'm wrongfully terminated from my job or I'm forced into resigning due to ostracization. That is the process by which the scientist from Human Centipede turns you into an ostrich. By my coworkers. The page states, it will help me get a new start in a place I feel safe and help me with child support until I am able to get settled and get a new job. Apparently on Monday, Project Veritas announced it was offering a $25,000 reward for first-hand election fraud tips in Pennsylvania. Late Tuesday, O'Keefe claimed to have recordings of agents questioning Hopkins and said that he was pressured to sign a document he did not understand. The Postal Service said in a statement over the weekend that it had referred Hopkins' allegations to the U.S. Postal Inspection Service and the Office of the Inspector General. The Postal Inspection Service declined to comment on Tuesday, referring questions to the Office of the Inspector General. That's what happens when you start realizing you have too much bullshit and your shovel's too small. A spokeswoman for that office, Agapi Doulaveris, right on, said it was still looking into the matter Tuesday afternoon and declined to elaborate. Hopkins was escorted out of his workplace on Monday afternoon and told not to return until the investigation was complete. I'm going to guess when it's complete, he will be also told not to return. Well, the $136,000 is on his GoFundMe, but we may get to that part yet. A page on the social networking site LinkedIn that matches Hopkins' name and other biographical details says he served in the Marine Corps from 2007 to 2012. Well, we thank you for your service, sir, but don't try to wreck your country subsequently. Hopkins subsequently held numerous jobs for short periods of time, including a nurse's aide, where he was on pillow duty, apparently, and as an employee at a hydrologic fracking company in Texas. You're against God. You're against guns. You're against energy. Not going to do very well in Texas, especially with people who move to Erie and become agents of dissembling it. Okay, yep. That's it. Yep, that's the whole thing. I think it was $136,000, at least in that response, that he was paid $25,000 by Project Veritas. So that's fraud. That's going to be a rough one. Oops. But we continue.
Margins we're seeing in these battleground states. I mean, look, Joe Biden hid through most of this campaign. When he came out,
he hid I think he, like the rest of us, stayed in his home to avoid catching or spreading a disease that was causing a global pandemic. But please, tell us all about these spikes in COVID in all the states that Trump rallied in multiple times. Hal, tweet this ASAP. Let's spread this baby fast. Absolutely. I will tweet it out right now.
He was basically slick ads, media cover, and a few drive-in speeches that were a bit wobbly.
Oh, were they wobbly? Because I saw that he was accused of memorizing 2 hours worth of shit. These people are fun. Oh yeah, I can see it. I see the Pee Wee Herman. There's a bit of like, he does look a bit like Paul Rubin's mugshot. Actually, in court. Paul Rubin's in court. Let's go there. Yep. Just as we thought. PA whistle. Let's see. Let's go down. I can spell. I totally can. You're watching a grown man right now. Yeah, that's fine. Down in flames. There you go. And hashtag Biden wins. Hashtag Trump is a loser. Hashtag unfollow Trump. I think that's the way to go. I feel like for his supporters we should have a unswallow Trump, but that's for another day. Ta-da! Okay, I just tweeted that out, guys.
On the other side, you had the populist barnstorming president turning out his base, tens of thousands of people across the country.
Causing 30,000 at minimum cases and 700 deaths by COVID.
What happened here in the end, do you think?
I do think that the first debate was bad for Trump. He seemed too interruptive, too acerbic, a little bit out of control. And I think that alienates.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was that people were like, wait a minute, I thought I knew this guy.
People in the middle who think that it's unpresidential or perhaps even divisive. The left's whole project here has been to say that the country is divided and people are also going crazy, all this rioting and so on because of Trump. And so anything that Trump does to support that idea is obviously not going to be politically good for him. There's no question that the political calculus of this year has been changed by coronavirus. I think had it not been for coronavirus.
Yeah, show some fantastic pictures of him walking with a hat.
Trump would have cruised to a pretty easy victory. As the case was, it essentially wrecked the Trump economy, put this kind of new fact.
That's what did it, not the fact that we entered a recession in February.
Into things allowed the Democrats ultimately to change the rules in terms of voting, flooding the country with mail-in ballots. So the bottom line of it is we're in a very anomalous situation, topped off with a very anomalous election.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the Trump campaign has already filed lawsuits in Pennsylvania.
No, you said administration. I corrected you. Now you're saying campaign.
Michigan, Georgia. This was Rudy Giuliani speaking in Pennsylvania on Wednesday regarding the continued counting going on in the...
Oh, really? You're going to roll footage of Four Seasons Total Landscaping?
Okay, watch.
Not a single Republican has been
No,
able
they're not. This is the other site.
to look at any one of these mail ballots. They could be from Mars as far as we're concerned. I've never heard,
as far as you're concerned,
of a count where you're ahead by 400,000 with 80+% counted, and they haven't called it for you yet. They called California the moment the polls closed.
Now, this was the president's
That's so weird.
argument.
It's almost like they counted only the red counties and hadn't counted the mail-in ballots, which were vastly Democratic.
Dinesh,
Weird.
from early on in this race, that mail-in ballots were going to be a problem. And indeed, we're getting stories of people, multiple ballots sent to their homes, sent from other states where they used to live. Obviously, all votes need to be counted. Does the Trump camp have a real argument here? One that could prevent?
No, because a vast majority of those things sent from other places are Trump voters. There is a Zippy the Pinhead thing going on there. I do see that.
I hope.
Whereas Dinesh kind of reminds me of an older racer I had at one point.
So I realize that courts are often driven by procedural concerns. They're obviously one of the things they have to consider is what can really be done with only 2 months before the inauguration. That seems to be the sort of drop dead date to get all of this fixed. But I think Trump was prescient to say even before the election that this was going to happen. At the time, I thought it was a little premature, but it turns out it was prescient. Now,
look, video inside the room as people count. It's a little hard. I'm just saying it cuts against your argument that poll watchers aren't allowed in and you're not allowed to see and all this stuff is happening when you got B-roll and security footage of all these counting sites. You know what I mean? Is it just me?
The left keeps sort of saying, oh yeah, you know what, we just got to all move on. It's time to heal and move on, and we're going to hear a deafening message to this effect. But you can't move on when you think the process has been unfair.
Sure you can. And by the way, you don't have a choice. If you think it was unfair that the bus is leaving on time and you ran up late, the bus is leaving. You don't have to come to terms with the bus leaving and magically appear on it. The bus will you can just wait for the next one. Sorry.
You know, you can live with the result when the rules are fair. If I come in 6th in a race, it's fine.
No, DeJoy won't be indicted anytime during this. I mean, Barr's still in charge of the Justice Department until the 20th of January.
As long as I got to start on the same line, the clock went off and the gun went on, and the gun.
How does this work? We all started on the same line, the clock went off, and the gun went on? I'm trying to work the analogy. I can't. The adult store owner was interviewed during the press release.
So the way to make us heal is to convince the losing side that the process was fair.
Yeah, well, the Georgia...
I wish, James, I wish we could find the interview with the adult store owner. That guy seemed like seemed like somebody's grandpa. It was hilarious.
Judge threw out the...
And I don't know why I need to know that you need $2 worth of coins, tokens, before you go back to the voting booths, no exceptions. But I know this about Fantasy Island because of the pictures posted. Sure, that's how you know. Is that standard op? In those places? I don't know. I mean, I'm not against finding out, but do what you got to do, people. You know, anything that makes you happy and keeps you out of everybody else's yard. At some point, play, you rat. Kind of amazing.
Lawsuit proposed there. The judge in Pennsylvania ruled in favor of the vote watchers that the president wanted there. Nevada, we're just learning, Dinesh, will not release numbers
Nevada
until November 12th. Is that...
You mean today?
Helpful. I mean, shouldn't they have to report by a drop-dead date, even a few days after the election? I mean, November
Thursday?
12th? Why wait till Thanksgiving or Christmas?
That's pretty normal, too, by the 12th. That's one of the standard dates.
Well, I mean, it feeds the suspicion that
the dates to certify aren't going to change. When recounts happen, there will be deadlines. This is exactly how Florida went down in 2000. Trump will simply run out of time, no question. And they were ahead in the recount in Florida when the Supreme Court called it off. It was the idea, like, oh, you're counting, they're ahead. You know, Bush is going to win, and they have to be certified by this date, so get it done.
They don't have the...
Is Trump talking on Fox tonight? I don't know. Maybe he's calling in to Sean Hannity. That would be glorious. Holy shit. Yeah, Pence left on vacation for some reason, We're not quite sure why. My theory is that he got a black eye and had to go, had to stay out of public until it healed. Hold on one second. Got to open a new window. There we go. We'll see if we can dig that up on there. Yeah, they're going to be asking. That's not strange to ask supporters for money after the fact. The weird part will, of course, be, I guess technically speaking, if they ever admit that it's, they've said they need stuff with the legal fight, but they're also retiring debt. Yeah, they've got a lid on today. They had a lid on yesterday. They had a lid on, this is his 4th day with a lid, by the way, which he would remember all that shit about. It's a garbage can, it's like a garbage can. He's calling a lid. 4th day where there's been a lid. This is the Factbase lists his schedule. Whoops, hold on. Get out of here. Factbase lists his schedule. This is what they put out. The president has no public event schedule. That's what a lid is. When they go, you don't need to show up. In pool call time is 10 a.m., but in town pool call, they're just hanging out in case anything happens. Same thing, official schedule. President has no public events scheduled. He went to golf on Sunday, none here, and then same with Saturday. Friday, he's had a lid on since Friday of last week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, he's recoiling. And for all this bullshit about, I can't lead from the basement of a beautiful bedroom of the White House. I can't do the bit, CNN keeps reporting more defense officials are being fired. What's Trump up to? So let's go with that real quick. So Esper got fired, and Esper had already listed his, there'd been stories about his resignation that were coming out. And looking at all these folks, there was this story that was happening before the election that said that a bunch of people in the cabinet were going to all resign at once right before the election as a FU to Trump. Just got this off the net. Northeast Philly sex shop owner says business mobbed with customers after Trump campaign presser, Fantasy Island adult bookstore swept up in frenzy of Four Seasons fiasco. Well, good for them. You know what I mean? I hope he's going through withdrawals from his rallies, coiled up in a corner shaking. So here's what happened. Right before the election, they were all going to quit. And they were all going to offer their resignations, like 6 of them that were all going to come and do this. And it was basically an FU to Trump in a way of, making a big statement before the election. We don't want to work for this guy anymore. Vote for somebody else, was basically what they were saying. And then they got wind of it at the White House. They released a statement. We're asking everybody for their resignation letter because we're going to start from scratch. Then, basically right after the election, everybody started talking about tendering their resignation. All those people who were going to do it beforehand in that story, all of them started coming forward that they're going to release them. And then Trump basically started firing them just to cover the fact that they're leaving. That's all this is. They were going anyways. Yeah, they should have a Rudy Giuliani, a Rudildo. Ugh, God, I think I'm going to barf. No. I can't
votes, so they are sort of manufacturing them. The only sort of rational reason to say, listen, we're not ready to count, is that you don't...
how they stopped giving Biden the daily briefing anymore. He doesn't need it. I'm telling you. They're talking directly to foreign leaders that are allies, just kind of glad-handing at this point. And they know the primary... the thing they need to defend the most against is Trump himself. They know this.
The stuff in the ballot box is going to do the job for you. So this, I think, is what's truly frightening, the idea that elections are being rigged in this country. We've seen deep state machinations, but the idea that our own democracy, our own vote, might be canceled out by...
It isn't.
Legal votes. This is a very personal issue, I think, for most Americans.
They're demanding a recount in Wisconsin, but the former governor there, Scott Walker, said this in the last two elections, it didn't really change anything. Is the campaign wasting time demanding a recount?
Yes.
Wisconsin.
I'm not sure, although I see what Walker is saying is, I think what he's saying is that this is not a case where a ballot has been incorrectly marked one way that then goes the other way.
Right.
That kind of thing, if it occurs, is very episodic. I'm more worried about more systematic types of cheating, flooding the country with mail-in ballots, blocking people.
I don't know if Dinesh can vote.
From observing them and allowing the fraudulent ballots and the real ballots to be thrown into the same heap.
Well, look, I've spoken to an attorney representing people in Michigan, several poll watchers, one of whom claims, it's a claim at this point, he alleges that poll workers were filling out ballots, which they were then putting into the pile for counting. There were other people who came across ballots, with people born in 1902 or 1921 who have long been dead.
No, they said 1901. That was a spreadsheet error that defaulted a bunch of people. They had to cure those ballots, and they did. Yes, pardon brings expungement. Ah, I see. Any word on how bad Putin's Parkinson's is? No, not so far. What? Thank you for subscribing, Stewie. Thanks, Rob, for following. Thanks, Bethany, for the super chat. Thank you very much. Thanks, Jillian, for resubscribing. Oh,
that we're winning enough.
Okay. Did this jump back? I see. I mean, we don't need any more of Dinesh D'Souza. This is just ridiculous. Like, I want to see how they resolve this interview. What they think this is more telling than anything else. Yeah, the theory. Yeah, they announced that Putin is stepping down next year because he has Parkinson's.
He hasn't lost in that sense. In fact, I think I would almost go so far as to say that any Republican now who sits on this
super chat is a thing that you can do to donate to the show on YouTube. It's kind of like bits and cheers. So if you cheer on Twitch, same kind of deal. Thanks. For those who were asking in the chat, yeah. My dad had Parkinson's, palladial. I'm very sorry to hear that. It's rough. It's no joke, but it's interesting that they floated that idea.
Sort of absent from this particular fight, has no real future.
House Sparks, check Twitter for what? For what in particular? Is it Trump yelling? Oh yeah, ballot corruption will be exposed. 9 p.m. on Sean Hannity, Fox News. Very exciting. Ballot corruption, abuse, ballot counting abuse. Hold on, sorry. Ballot counting abuse. Yeah, so I don't know if that means he's going to be on or he just wants people to watch Sean Hannity. Jesus. Friggin' embarrassing.
The leadership of the GOP. So it's a Trump.
Yep, I'm back on YouTube in that regard, on my old channel.
GOP, and it's been,
for the time being,
defined in many ways. Even its fighting spirit, I think, is something that Trump has taught the Republicans. There's no reason to be so timorous, to run away every time a reporter calls. You have to march straight at these guys. You're going to get the best.
I am on YouTube right now.
Result, if you will, on the front line. So there are some lasting lessons. So I don't think it's all bad no matter what. But of course, I think a second Trump victory is a justified vindication of what Trump has accomplished over the past 4 years, and a necessary repudiation of the media and of the left.
Well, we will leave it there. We'll see how this shakes out. Thank you for being with us and for your commentary. Trump
and enjoy the free waffles at Holiday Inn. They're TDF. I'm telling you. You're going to show Kayleigh McEnany getting kicked off Fox News? We did that yesterday. We talked about, we showed her, we did her whole ridiculous gathering, that debacle. I don't think she's going to do it again. I would be very surprised if you know what I mean? If ultimately, Jesus Christ, how long is that? 7 minutes. Good God. Huckabee. Oh my God. Turn that down. The hell? Check this out.
I've noticed that
Yeah, God. Oh. But this guy, like, I'm sorry, but Mike Huckabee has that kind of like, if you're a hitchhiker, you don't get in this truck. Look, I mean, this is straight up BTK. But I like how he views himself as a bubba.
Media outlets have already begun referring to Joe Biden as president-elect.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Funny, I thought this was the era of rigorous fact-checking.
Yes, it is. And the facts are that the vast number of votes went to Joe Biden.
Are any of those stories being flagged, branded, or banned by Twitter and Facebook as disinformation?
No, because the standard is that once the networks call it for a candidate, they are called the president-elect, and everything starts moving forward. The president-elect is acting that way, and they are intervening in this just because the old president doesn't like it. Tough shit. I'm just saying. Yeah, they are facts. This, I mean, I don't know. Is Huckabee on? This is his channel.
I dare not ask because I expect a rational response, but just to point out that Biden is not the president-elect just yet.
Yeah, he is.
Now, for those who have accused me of naming Biden as president-elect in my monologue over the weekend, you didn't hear me say that. This is what I said.
Wow, this dude is like, these people are eating themselves so badly that he's literally having to run tape of himself referencing the phrase president-elect so that his Twitter feed doesn't eat him alive. This is kind of, oh, thanks, Sarah. Thank you guys for gifting subs over there as well. It's really awesome. Appreciate it. Much love.
Joe Biden has been declared the winner of the hard-fought election, so he and Kamala Harris will be headed to the White House in January. But it is reported that he's not going to use the Oval Office because there's this really cool basement at the White House. And
oh, it's hilarious.
He feels more at home there, so that's where...
Jesus Christ. I mean, honestly, I know they don't have a real live audience, but get some better laugh tracks. Listen to this shit. What the hell? Hold on. I like... At some point, this is going to play faster, I think. Play, you bastard, play. There we go.
Feels more at home there, so that's where he'll be working.
That's hilarious. It's so hilarious. It's just so hilarious. It's hilarious. The fuck is this? I don't know. I will, you know what I do know, though? I will say, hold on one second. Let me straighten this out. There we go. Let's hear that whole
Kamala Harris will be headed to the White House in January. But it is reported that he's not going to use the Oval Office because there's this really cool basement at the White House, and he feels more at home there, so that's where he'll be working. Now, as we tape...
Yipe. Jesus Christ. And by the way, one of the things you want to do if you're in a situation where you don't have a real live audience, you're in a cavernous studio and no one else is there, you want to hang some curtains or some baffling to soften that sound so it doesn't sound obvious to the listener that you're speaking in an empty room and your words are reaching no one and bouncing back to you.
Show. We still don't know for certain who won. Will Joe Biden be declared the winner after all the legal battles? Will he be inaugurated in a parking lot with a handful of cars honking at him while he screams into a microphone? Let me spell that out.
Here, I'll spell it out for you. That was the shittiest, most sparse laugh track I've ever heard in my life. And the dude running the knob on that needs to be fired because he's trying to dial it down when it seems natural and it's just not working. Amazing. Yeah, you can hear the entire echo from it.
He's
what?
been declared the winner by the media. He is the presumed winner, but we don't know for certain if he's actually won yet.
Aw, Templeton's a
Now,
rat.
that
Thank
doesn't
you.
make my position a little clear. Keep listening.
Thank you so
He
much.
is currently ahead in the unofficial count of electoral
Thank you so much, Templeton.
votes, but the media, they do not determine the winner of presidential elections.
Yeah, they didn't determine it last time, but when they declared Trump the winner, you guys jumped through your shirt and started hooting and hollering. And he won by a smaller margin in those 3 states, in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, than Biden did. Jackassery. Fun fact, it's the laugh track from Hee Haw, is it?
State officials, the Electoral College, and Congress do. And the electors don't even meet until December the 14th. Even the president of Mexico said he would not congratulate Biden on winning until it's clear that he did. Maybe Trump lost, or maybe this is just an overhyped media story about Trump's demise that will turn out to be fake news. It'd hardly be the first time. In 2000, it
Wait a
took
minute. God damn it. Why didn't he get a laugh track on that one? That was sweet.
7 days for all the legal issues to be settled. And I assure those of you too young to have been around that none of these media outlets referred to George W. Bush as president-elect until the results were official.
Yeah, because it was a 500 vote difference in the state that absolutely tilted the 270.
As Al Gore said back then, once we have that full and accurate account of the ballots cast, then we will know who our next president is.
Yeah, they were fighting it in court, dipshit. This ain't that.
Our country can move forward. Talk about an inconvenient truth. Look,
really?
This is not a partisan issue. It's a
No, it's an American issue. What are you looking at? Did somebody just put bacon-covered muffins over to your left? Did they? They're right there. Who leaves donuts on my desk? Nancy! Nancy, don't put donuts on my desk. Now I can't concentrate.
matter of objective fact. But then reporting objective facts is so last century.
Isn't it? I mean, you haven't done any.
Now, there are a lot of claims of...
By the way, for those of you that have been watching over the last few months as we've been doing this, I would like to say for the record, even amongst all the comedy and silliness that I've done quite thoroughly, and obviously 99% of the farts that we've shown on the show are fake. I mean, because Trump actually farted on screen twice. I have had a ton of objective facts. I pretty much pride myself on a tsunami of objective facts. Unlike Cuckabee here.
Fraud flying around. I want to urge you to be cautious in what you believe. Some of these may turn out to be serious, and others may just be some internet spread conspiracy theories from unreliable sources.
Look, don't talk about Fox and Newsmax that way.
Investigate them all, but that requires time, which means not rushing to declare a winner, as many irresponsible media outlets have decided they're going to do.
Yeah, they're going to do
One red flag is that many statistical improbabilities.
Statistical? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I'm no mathematician, but statisticals anonymous? What happened? You get the fart sound that crackles like those bubbly things everybody pops? Oh, that's a good one. I will try and I'll add some because I need like 10 more fart sound effects, by the way. These are running dry. Oh, that's not good. I got to find a way to do that. How do I talk about fart sound effects in a way that doesn't destroy everything? Oh, play.
Improbabilities exist that have contributed to Biden's lead. Now, these are being brushed off as merely heavily Democrat mail-in vote being counted late. But the Epoch Times points out how statistically unlikely it was.
Wait a minute. The Epoch Times? First of all, asshole, the Epoch Times? Is that who's on it? Is that his network? Is that where he is now? He's got 500,000 subscribers. You guys are slacking. I'm just saying. This dude.
The heavily Democrat mail-in vote being counted late. But the Epoch Times points out how
one Twitter user, well, that solves it. One Twitter user went deeper on the Milwaukee analysis and found that in many city wards, votes counted after 3 a.m. on November 4th went to Biden by a much larger margin than those counted before. Gee, it's almost like they were the mail-in ballots and that they were counting the ones in person all day.
Statistically, unlikely it was that in only certain areas.
Statistically.
Is the percentage.
Sorry, that's an objective fact.
Biden votes suddenly leaped far beyond previous levels in ballots added, and it happened at 3 or 4 in the morning.
After they were done counting the votes that had been cast in person.
One story that's getting a lot of attention from non-leftist media.
Oh, would that be me?
About voting software switching votes from Republicans to Democrats. Now, that is not a wild internet theory. It actually happened in Michigan.
And they fixed it.
And not only gave Trump back
on one machine
about 3,000 votes, meaning an effective swing of 6,000 votes. It also reversed the results of a local race that had also already been called. Now, it's been brushed off as an isolated glitch that was caused by a local programmer's error.
Yeah.
But there are claims that it might be a little more widespread.
So, there are also some claims that your head is actually a hot water bottle used for enemas with hair stapled to it. Now, I don't expect that this will pan out. One Twitter user has obviously sent out many, many pictures of this, or will in the future. But...
And the real glitch...
See, I saw that. You saw that. Pinwiz, other people, you guys can back me up. You don't have to back me up. You can just say that you've heard it. You've heard it, right? You've heard that. You've heard that that literally his head is made out of an enema hot water bottle found in a dumpster, I think. That's right. His wife makes his suits out of old potato sacks. That would be redundant.
That it got exposed. Look.
Oh, no. We're not talking about your penis, are we?
I'm not screaming, vote fraud.
No, I'm just whispering it.
Saying, shouldn't we investigate such a mysterious occurrence?
Sure, go and investigate it. Why are you sitting there? Why are you wasting everyone's time with your little piece of paper, your 2 pens, and your phone? What are you doing at the Epoch Times film headquarters? And why does it look like you have a devil-worshipping loft in New York City as your set? I thought you were supposed to be a Bubba. Honest to God. He will not place a
declare Joe Biden to be president-elect?
President-elect? What?
Other note, still picking through the results from last week's election, the voters...
You mean your ass? Colorado passed a resolution to throw states' electoral votes to popular vote winner. Right.
Of Colorado passed...
Nightmare.
By a 52.2% margin, a resolution that would award all of their electoral votes to the national popular vote winner in presidential elections.
Horrifying. What a terrible, terrible thing. First, they legalize weed, and then people start making peaceful and competent decisions about how their votes should be tallied. What in the world? Can you imagine what it'll be like in Oregon? His suit looks like a skin mark. His suit was white when this show started. I'm just saying. For the record. Play. There you go.
Now, what this means is that a majority of voters in Colorado just voted to give away their state's voice in choosing a president to...
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
New York and California. I'm assuming this would never have happened before they legalized marijuana.
President Trump is president neglect. That's good, yes.
But here's a bit of more heartening news.
Oh, good. Whew. I was getting worried that these people would want to go with the popular winner vote of the majority of people. And of course, Democrats will always win that. Why? Because the majority of people will actually agree with them every time, which they didn't when Reagan won, but okay. Indian is blue.
California. Voters rebuked the leftist overlords voting by over 58% to exempt Uber and Lyft drivers from the state's recently passed law that practically bans gig workers by classifying them as employees. It puts so many expensive burdens on anyone who hires them that, quite frankly, it just kills demand and would have forced all of the Uber and Lyft drivers to shut down.
Weird. So it's like California made a not hyper-left decision in their voting practices. So it's almost like your guy would have a shot, but you don't believe it because you're a grifter. I see. Honestly, you think CIA and the FBI don't watch this? It's hard to say. Hold on. Whoops. Why are you taking a picture of him? I don't need... With that. Video is play. Okay, sorry. I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay. Play, you goofball. He's dull. Did you see Frank Figliuzzi stated that Trump is what the FBI would call a barricaded subject and Biden is remaining calm is the perfect response, and how FBI's treat such a subject? Yeah. Honestly, he is. Like, he's basically just like, this is a standoff, not a presidency at this point. Play, you bastard. I'm not... There you go. Am I not hearing audio? Nope. I'm not the only one. Why? What? Well, now why is there not audio? What kind of crap show is this? Huckabee, if that is your real name. Like, okay. Screw this. Let me see if the other one is... Will that make noise? Nope, it's the whole page. I see. Reload, go back to here. Reload, go back to here. Turn that off. Whoops. Get back here. Go there. Thank you. Hucksterby, right. You don't need to hear his dull voice. There was an audio issue.
Most major media outlets have already begun
now.
referring to Joe Biden as president-elect. Funny, I thought this was the era of rigorous fact-checking.
Here, now you guys can hear it.
Information? I dare not ask because I expect a rational response, but just to point out that Biden is...
I don't need to hear this shit again. I don't need to hear your bullshit again. My mic went off and back on? Yeah, there was a weird glitch or something. That was odd. Not quite sure what that was. Trump had ever attended a meeting of a security group, he might know that it was in the sit room in the basement.
It puts so many expensive burdens on anyone who hires them that, quite frankly, it just kills demand and would have forced all of the Uber and Lyft drivers to...
By the way, I went back to... I one-shot it right back to where it was in the video. You're welcome.
It's great to see that even Californians stood up for the right of at least some individuals to decide what kind of job they want.
Yeah. So why do you think we're a big lefty, off-the-rails commie? I mean, I think that about us, and I live there.
But that law is still killing work for other gig workers, including musicians. It needs to be sent to the scrap heap entirely.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. I do. So what?
And that is, send it there with all the other politicians who voted for it.
What?
Along with the loss of several House seats, the likelihood that Republicans will hold the Senate, and that Democrat Joe Manchin has vowed he will vote against radical propositions from his side of the aisle if they do gain control. And this kind of rejection of leftist big government interference in personal freedom, maybe you ought to put...
What are all those audience people that were laughing earlier doing now in this show? They're not applauding. Is there a listening sound effect they can put? Like, ding, 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 ding. How in the world? So that part of the election was fair. Yeah, that part was. Absolutely. Yeah, so the stuff that gets voted down, California votes it down, but you can't trust the votes. Colorado votes to give away their electoral college ballots, but you can't trust their mail-in ballots, which they do every single time. He's never going to grow into those ears. No. They had a head start, let's be honest. Is Rudy under the table? Do we know?
The fear of God into some Democrats in Washington. Some of the more rational members of the Democrat Party are privately
Democratic Party, asshole.
complaining that the party got drubbed in local and state elections because of its association with unpopular leftist movements like socialism, the Green New Deal, defunding the police, Black Lives Matter, and Antifa.
Yeah, I would move those parts. I would separate those things into several categories. But let's primarily say that that no one lost any seats because people supported Black Lives Matter. Defund the police was absolutely used to tag everybody, and the word socialism was an effective drag on those local elections. It had nothing to do with the top of the ticket. You could tell it was one of the reasons why Biden succeeded.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez naturally rejects that. She thinks the losing Democrats just didn't campaign the right way, or maybe they didn't embrace progressive ideas hard enough. She points to the far-left members like her who won their re-elections. Of course, I'd remind her that most of them, like her, come from small districts that are so far left that even Nancy Pelosi once said that a glass of water with a D after its name could win in those districts. I'd add,
why are these people not laughing? This is his ace material.
Even if the glass is half empty.
What? Okay. Where are you assholes? Why? Don't start with the band that he doesn't have.
Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed that video, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel
on TBN. He's on TBN
below and clicking the notification bell. Please leave a like and a comment and share this video as well if you really enjoyed it. And of course, you did. And if you want more of my news analysis and commentary,
why would anyone want that? For a twice daily analysis of the news, sign up for my newsletter at MikeHuckabee.com. Maybe this is what I'm doing wrong, folks. Maybe I'd have 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. No, I know that. I'm just kidding. The Heritage Foundation pays bots to fill this. I know. He's got the exact same number I do in reality. But mine are actually people, and I love you. CDC declared today that using masks to protect the wearer too, as opposed to solely protecting others. Duh, we all need to wear them. This is true. For medicinal purposes. I do need to wear shitty brown suits. That is a good point. Which, of course, you did. You guys liked my show today, of course. Thank you, Sasha. This is kind of amazing. Let's see. I'll grab one more thing and then we'll wrap up for the day. But basically, that we'll do Trump's Hannity show tomorrow if he ends up going on there. We shall see what we shall see. And I am joining a thing called Oh My Daily Edit. Somebody posted this to me. This is nuts. Okay, yeah. So the 134,000 of the 50,000 goal to support Richard Hopkins, the Erie, Pennsylvania whistleblower, is what folks were talking about. Somebody DM'd me that stuff. So there's a, let's see. Oh my God. Pauline. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Holleberry, oh my God. You guys. Pick a more flattering picture next time, though. But I understand it's hard to grab one when I'm looking straight ahead, you know. But Jesus Christ, I mean, it's pretty close. Honest to God, mine's a little more textured than hers, as it should be. Thank you. I know you did, Amanda. I appreciate it. It's you can only work with, my face only gives you so many options. That's so funny. Thanks, guys. That's so frightening. Oh God. Well, it's good. It's nice to know I could have a job on there. Look at that. Oh. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Oddly turned on. Obviously, she's my type. She's no Hallie though. That's true. It is a good color for me, though. You're absolutely right. I should look into more maroons. Ah. Oh, the fun we have. That's so. Thanks, Hallie McBeal. That's we need to have that show. Summer will roll. Yes, she will. That's so funny. Jesus Christ, you guys. It's a little Aussie. Yes, I do. I have to say, I do look a little Aussie. I could definitely pull off Ozzy in the biopic. That's so funny, you guys. And oh, Sexy Liberal 21st. I got to remember to do that. I'm so not good at pimping stuff. SexyLiberal.com for tickets to see the Sexy Liberal show. It's going to be a joy to do this one. I don't know how we're gonna crowbar. Oh, nice. Biden just picked up 1,500 votes in Georgia. So funny. Look, the more they count, the more they're gonna find. This is Gene Simmons. I have, you could say I kind of have Gene-like hair right now, but except his is a little more like kind of it's not layered at all. It's just kind of but yeah, so anyways, sexyliberal.com/tour is where you get tickets for the next Sexy Liberal show. It's going to be super fun. I don't know how we're going to fit all the material in, honest to God. Will that be a look for the next Sexy Liberal skit? I think it has to be. I mean, I have to do a Welcome Back to Newsmax thing. This is so wrong on so many fronts. I need to do my own OAN character. This is going to be great. So in terms of that, so tomorrow for sure, 3 o'clock at the regular time, I am going to be doing the Hannity show if he calls in, for sure. Young Ozzy. Yes, I do have lips. Yeah. And I it's very hard if I don't tuck my lips as I talk. It's hard for me to speak because my lips are kind of large, I have to say. And so I kind of, as I'm speaking, it's become a habit over the course of my life to kind of hold them. It's too much information. You guys don't need to know this. But over the course of my life, I've always kind of like pulled my lips back to talk so that I don't flub every other word. And my tongue is too big for my mouth. How you doing? So it was super important to go to Chicago and learn how to articulate, because it's always an uphill battle. It's crowded, man. It's like my whole mouth area is very crowded as far as trying to speak. It's as an ongoing part of this. And I have to say, thank you guys for subscribing, and thanks for helping me grow this thing, because I got a chip on my shoulder about all these assholes who are basically trying to depress the vote and try to lower the impact of voting and all this kind of stuff on the left. It's aggravating. And so as I start to kind of climb up in numbers, and you guys have helped immensely with that by subscribing and stuff, it's kind of a beautiful thing to watch that expand. And eventually I need to overtake their numbers and show them that I'm not messing around. You know what I mean? Because right now we're almost at like hobby level, which is totally cool. We've been doing great. And I appreciate you guys being here. It's a great little family. But we need to, spread the love so that I can, so I have some bragging rights in these arguments with these dickheads who've been hanging around for years trying to flush Democrats' chances of doing almost everything. Cenk Uygur wrote a friggin' op-ed in the Wall Street Journal shitting on Democrats. Wall Street Journal is owned by Rupert Murdoch. The YouTube channel is back. It is officially back as of today. Yes, and I do have real people. So am I going pro? Yes, I'm effectively going pro. Even though I will go back to doing stand-up and all the other stuff that I do, I am by hook or by crook going to figure out a way to keep this show going. And the only thing I'm going to do, is if I get eventually when production comes back and all this stuff, there is a very strong chance I'll be doing a series that we were in the process of building when all this came crashing down and whatever. If that happens, I'll still find a way to post a show a day or something, even if I have to front load it for the week or something, so you guys have something to watch every day and all that stuff. Because it's been great, and it's a wonderful thing to watch it grow, and so there's no reason for me to let it die on the vine. When was this article written? 2 days ago or a day ago? Jerk off. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, I can't stand TYT, and Jimmy Dore is straight up evil. Straight up evil. And if you don't believe me, look at how fast he shit on Bernie Sanders when Bernie Sanders, lost and came around. Thank you, Connie. And we're back. That's right. We are back on YouTube. Yeah, so since it's 4:50, I'll let you guys go like 10 minutes early today, and then I will see you tomorrow, and I will have if Trump goes on Hannity tonight, which I doubt, but if he's in, I will, I'll have him up and running. If not, I'll have, a bunch of other stuff. But I appreciate you guys. Much love to everybody. I'm going to go fix dinner for the family and all that stuff. I'm not going to forget you guys. We got through this together. And we still got there's a lot between now and January 20th. And there's going to be a lot to heal through that. And it's going to be about 4 months before life starts to kind of start going back to abnormal, and shows can even have that. So I'm going to be on every day, alternating Sundays, we'll see, to help you guys get through it. We'll be here. I will keep at this. The Motang clan will... Our little group has always been and always will until the end. Hello, 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 hello. So don't worry about it. And the Sexy Liberal Show is going to be great. I'm going to be shooting a bunch of that stuff. The nice thing is like, so many of these pieces are just so much, how they don't know what BTK is? Who doesn't? Oh, sorry. Yeah, everybody needs to watch Mindhunter between now and the next show. Just binge it tonight. Just do that. Hello, hello, I get it. Yeah, smells like HSRPM chat. That's exactly right. Thank you for cheering. Thank you guys for the support today. Thanks for the new patrons who've joined us as well. I can't wait to get back to normal live shows so the benefits of being a patron are blown up. And thanks to everybody. Yeah, Mindhunter is definitely amazing. It's a shame they're never going to do a third season. That was really sad when I found that out. I don't know why. Makes no sense. Over that. And by the way, don't let me forget. Thank you to the trolls. These guys are, part of the reason why we've had the boost that we've had. And thank you guys for spending your time over here, because we can take it. Some other broadcasters have a harder time discerning what a troll is, whether somebody's meaningful, whether they're a bot or some dude with 9 computers open getting paid by the RNC to shit on as many sites as they can. I get it. Some sites just aren't up to that, right? Well, we are. We can handle it, and and I understand. You guys get paid by the insult or whatever, but keep trying. And I appreciate your eyeballs, because they have boosted us up. The numbers that we're doing on Facebook alone, as far as like viewable minutes, are off the charts. And it has a lot to do with people hate watching my feed. And so thank you, trolls. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, because you'll never get it back. There are no time refunds in life. Sorry. So thanks for dropping by and allowing me to steal your life from you like a Skeksis drinking a Gelfling's life force. So yeah. And by the way, good luck with the recounts. I'm very excited for all you folks, and I just keep the faith. Keep going out there, please, and please, to all the maggots who are watching, please send money. I feel like I should put it up on screen. Let's see, Trump. Let's see, I'll see if I can find their website. So I don't want you guys to not, I mean, you guys know it by heart by now. I mean, for God's sake, but I want to make sure There it is. Donald J. Trump for president. Yeah, at donaldjtrump.com, because somebody apparently bought donaldtrump.com. And yeah, there we go. So let's see. There it is. Look at this. Hold on. This is what you need right here. This is... He doesn't look exhausted and screwed up at all. No tie. Hair's a little funky. You got it, you guys. Honestly, you guys, I didn't make this up. I didn't make up a piece of art and do it up. This is the real site. You guys need to contribute right now. Contribute now for 1,000% match. It'll be in rubles, but still. So all the trolls that are watching right now, I know you're hate watching me, and I appreciate it, like I said, but you need to, I'm about to finish up. You guys need to run straight over to this website and I mean, don't let it bug you that on his website, he looks like he's smelling a turd as he walks off, like that Marine just farted just as an act of civil defiance. Don't let that stop you. Do not. Loser.com, check it out. Okay, I will. You need to, just because he looks like someone gave him a lemon to eat and then farted in his face just as he was walking off of that, and that's the picture that they took. And they decided this is the best they can do. Don't let that stop you. Go over there, click contribute. Go over there. It's a secure site. It only takes forever to open up. Thanks, Bob, for contributing here. I promise I'll forward none of it. Look at that. Look at all these. Join the election defense team. They wiggle. They got little animations. We can't save America without you. Finish your donation now, you big jerk. What is he pointing at? Why am I... Hey, you. Hey, you. My tiny hands are pointing at you, and my red tie sticks out. My flag pin was made in China. All right. So, and my hair is fiberglass. So, $500 there. Yeah, join the election team. $1,000. Oh, they don't keep animating. I have to restart the page. That's lame. 2,800. Join the election defense team and join the Trump 100 Club and join the First Family Circle. And it's yellow, which is very appealing. This is good. He doesn't look worried at all or bleary-eyed. Why are these? Oh, thanks very much. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the super chat, you guys. Oh my God. So yeah, I'm gonna go back one page because there's more to see here. This is great. Shop. You're still stuff to get, guys. It's not too late. The store is still open. We're so happy to wear our trumpet stuff. Some of us don't tuck it in and others do. Looking for a gift? Women for Trump. I bought this shirt and it barely itches. Trump Pence 2020 cups. Really? Solo cups? $20 for 4 solo cups? What the shit? Where's the Make America Great Again, 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 Again hat for $30? Oh my God. Satan's dog, the Trump Pence pet leash. Isn't it really the Pence pet leash? Come on. There's a pin. You get a set of 2. There's yard signs. Those are for sale. Those are on sale. The perfect gift. What is the perfect gift? Let's find out. Shall we? Come on, guys. Why is my camera? I need to get in here. I need to get a better camera with autofocus, but we'll figure that part out eventually. I lean back and it goes away. It's so annoying. Well, beer cozies, that's not surprising. But they've got soda in them because America. The official Trump Pence 2020 journal, black journal, and a Navy journal. Really? How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I'm writing down. There's a MAGA. Make our dog go again. Are we sure he was holding up a Bible in front of that church? You sure? You sure it wasn't a $35 Trump Pence 2020 journal? They're just honest to God. You're not asking me to take this, hold on, and take a screenshot of that and put that in there, are you? You are, and I just did. Is it Trump-Pence flag? Oh my God. Limited edition fine art poster. It's pretend autographed. I will say the Asian Pacific Americans for Trump button, get 2 buttons for $5, and it's right there. MAGA dog collar. It's a lot of dog stuff considering you can't stand dogs. Quick view. We need to see this. Keep America great. He's flying, but his hair stands still. His tie's all mangled and he's ready to kill. He's Donald Trump and he's ready to go. He's signed everything. Richard, thank you. I'm not buying you a hat, Richard. I'm not. I will not get you one of these hats, sir. Hold on, back up. This is we're only on page 1 of 5, people. This is good stuff. Let's see. Who was reported? Who is this? This is so embarrassing. Trump straws. Bet they're plastic. They're perfect sea turtle choking. Oh, look at that. Trump-Pence cufflinks. They're shit, actually. Remind me, guys, to show you my Obama cufflinks. I have Obama cufflinks that I wore at the inauguration that I bought when I was there, and I swapped them out. Where are the Spanx? Exactly. Black voices for Trump? Why? What? Why are not black voters for Trump, but black voices for Trump? Oh, it's because it's Diamond and Silk and the Hodge twins. I see. So they got their own. They got their own. Like, yeah, okay. Etched glasses. This is all shit you find at a golf course. Workers for Trump hard hat decals. What do you mean hard hat decals? You can't stick them anywhere else? I can think of lots of places to stick these. Oh, God. I was going to get carried away on the Stadium Cups plastic crap. Look at this. Official Trump coloring book. For the... Oh, my God. What is the picture on the back of that? 16 single-sided pages. They didn't even double... What? 16 single-sided... And this is the zoom-in picture? And this is where Daddy lost his soul. Will we ever see Mommy again, or do we have to stay in this room forever? The kid's wearing a Trump Pence 2020 shirt. This is abuse. What is happening to his legs here? Is he carrying a dead body? What is this supposed to be? Oh, that's his jacket blowing in the wind like he's a superhero? He's reading it to him like it's a book. This is absolutely true. I am not making this up. $20. Proudly made in the USA. Includes setup for colored pencils. 16 single-sided pages. Let's make coloring great again. Really? Yeah, he's wearing Neo's duster in that. Oh my God, this is hideous. Irish Americans for Trump. And what are they? A drinking glass. Jesus Christ. Trump and 2020 buttons. Okay, there's another Trump button. Yeah, we know the buttons. You know, you get Latinos for Trump. See, Latinos get their own. Asian Pacific Americans get their own button. But blacks, it's just black voices. What, they couldn't find any real black voters? They just had to people, you know, we just have people. Jesus. I heart Trump straws. Apparently they got a deal on these. Oh my God. I might have to order this though. The Trump-Pence 2020 wood train set. Guaranteed to make every child cry. Ah! Play with it! It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Ah! Look at that. Look at this. Oh my God. I want you to join Lawyers for Trump. I want you to... Lawyers for Trump. Jesus Christ. Look at this. Look at this awful... Yeah, I want to... You got to show me the picture. It's sold out. Both of them? I snorted. They can't... You can never have enough mugs. So Catholics for Trump, you didn't... So the Irish, I see. The Irish get a drinking thing, but the Catholics for Trump don't get their own, like, pedophilia thing. I get it. MAGA dad drinking. Great, you know. Trump Pence tumbler. The Trump Pence 2020 wood semi-truck. $35. Trump Pence playing cards. Easiest cards to cheat with. Oh my God, look at this. Keep America Great collectible ornament. A CAG metal hat ornament. Christ. Look at Asshat's tweet 7 minutes ago. Okay, I'll bring it up. I don't know why the USA camo dog bandana is that. Veterans for Trump. Okay, Polish Americans for Trump, right? Okay, people are liking the girl picture of me a little too much. I'm just saying. Hold on. Detroit poll challenger witness real counting ballots for what? I was kicked out. Is he putting the story up? Oh, yeah, this was the dude who just recanted. Trump campaign files federal lawsuit in Michigan over fraud allegations. Washington Examiner. By the way, that's the newspaper that paid for the Christopher Steele dossier, by the way. I was in Philadelphia watching fraud happen. Here's how it went down. The Federalist. Right. Detroit poll challenger witnessed election workers counting ballots for what? For what? Like, he was kicked out? Okay, fine. I don't care what state you're in. This computer voting system is wide open to fraud and intervention. Lou Dobbs. True. Wait until you see what's coming. Here's what's coming. You're going. MAGA dad drinking. And case right now they're hitting the hard liquor. The Trump Pence wine glasses are a nice set of 2. And another lawyers for Trump buttons. Why is that a massive part? I don't get it. Apparel. Is this just the feature? Oh, those are the gifts, I see. Men. I need to see the men's apparel. Wait a minute. Okay. They were showing ladies. Impeach this. What? Are those all the red districts with all the blue districts taken out? Okay. Put the number of people by, blue to red as far as country. If you don't like Trump, then you probably won't like me. True. Border wall construction company. Build the wall. Hashtag build the wall. Defend, don't defund the police. Black voices for Trump. We got tattoos, it's the same guy. Why is he posing the same in every picture? It's kind of amazing, yeah. I'm starting to think, 'cause the wrinkles are the same in every picture, that he really wasn't there, oh yeah. I'm starting to think it's a little weird when the Veterans for Trump shirt and this one are the same wrinkles. Okay. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Get it? Catholics for Trump he's a Polish Catholic. This guy. What else is he? Hashtag you ain't black / Joe Biden. Right. You got tired of hearing it, so you just got to put on a shirt. So that guy is a Polish Catholic. He's also, let's see, this guy is Irish, and it ain't a mistake, snowflake, Trump 45, and Trump Pence. There we go. This guy's gay and Latino and black, I think. Keep America great. They only used the Polish guy for a couple of ones. There's an Adam Schiff clown tee. Bull Schiff. There you go. Fill that seat. Space Force. That's a solid one. I love Trump. Oh, they even made an ugly sweater. Make it tonal tee. There we go. Hi. Whoops. I'm not joining. I didn't mean to click that. I was trying to click the other one. No. Wow. ParscalStrategy.createsend.com. Sorry, but the email address you supplied was invalid and needs to be fixed. You can subscribe to this list. Click here to go back to the form. Oh, because I didn't fill out the thing. That still went to Parscal Strategy. Look at that. Up. Oh, wait, I have to show you this. Hold on, guys. Wait it. Look at the top of this. ParscalStrategy.createsend.com. Dude's in jail right now. All right, I got to go. I was going to leave before 5, and now we're sticking around. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. I will see you guys later. We'll be watching for the Sean Hannity stuff. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah, Brad Parscale, the guy who was, hold on. I'll show you. Hold on. Brad Parscale arrest. The guy who was second in charge at the Trump campaign and was made first in charge at the Trump campaign, and then then again made second. This would be the guy I'm talking about. Arrests.com. Yeah, this guy right here. There's so many pictures where they just took him down. That's Parscale, just in case you didn't know. That's Trump's campaign chairman. This is him moments before. That's a couple of seconds before. And then as he walked over, this happened. Bow. Yeah, it kind of went like, here's a flip book in case you want to put one together. What's happening? His wife said he yelled a bunch of shit and threatened her life and threatened his life and then shot the gun in the house. And as you do, this is his wife who turned him in. There's a lot of booby cam footage of her because it's all from the body cam of the cop, and she was standing kind of close to the cop. So basically this is the angle the entire time. In case you want to go watch it, like it's this angle. It's like this weird fish-eyeing of her aftermarket parts. But yeah, so yeah, good stuff. Just tweeted you a Photoshop Trump Bible request. Oh, nice, Holly. That's fantastic. You guys are too good and too fast. We're going to have a war room by the time this is over. Hold on, I have to find this mentions. Really disappointed they didn't have a Trump cat box scooper. We may have to work on that. Keith England saying I'd hit it. Maybe this face. I look like Fred Armistead, one of his characters. That's hilarious. You guys, this is, oh God, this is going to go on and on. You know, when I first got Talk Soup, one of the things that, I'll show you what I was looking at, by the way. When I first got Talk Soup, there's this one, and then people are following up with, there's the next one. Keith England saying I'd hit it. That's really lovely. I appreciate that, Keith. But when I first started, little backstory. When I first started Talk Soup, this girl started a website called Hal Sparks in Drag, where she put my face on all these famous women and famous female paintings and stuff. She just did this as a hobby. She ended up being a writer for Saturday Night Live years later. And she said I was her comedy inspiration. It was very beautiful. I ran into her dad at an event. It was awesome. Oh, events. I remember events. We'll have more events when this is over. Oh, and I dusted off my 360 camera. So when I start going out in public again, I'm also going to bring you guys with me 360 degrees so you can look around and all that kind of stuff. Thanks, Snowy Bullets. Arizona's still growing. Yeah, there's still extra votes for Biden to be found there, no doubt. I'm gonna leave you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow at our regular time. Thank you guys for hanging out. So fun. It's just so fun. Oh, the fun we have. But remember, is a Rudy? Yeah, we need a Rudy Giuliani vampire killing kit. Be a good idea. I think so. I couldn't make it without you guys. I appreciate it. You guys have been fantastic. Much love, and I will see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock Pacific time. I'm also going to be on Scott Dworston's podcast on Friday. We're recording it then. I don't know when it'll be out. And I'll be on Stuttering John's podcast on Thursday, as well as my regular show. Thursday show is, of course, at 4 o'clock because I have family FaceTime at 3 and all that fun stuff. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Hang in there. Have some fun. And understand this. Trump lost and he's going to go. Don't worry about it. See you later.
Michigan gave us Motang. Michigan gave us Motang. They're not allowed to be offensive, unfortunately.
Butthole!
Captain's log.
Voila.
Somebody like that can write good. We're going to be appointing very pro-crime judges.
How, in the name of Zeus's butthole, did you get out of your cell?
Person, woman, man. Yosemites.
Well, it's a well-known fact, Sonny Jim, that there's a secret society of the 5 wealthiest people in the world, known as the Pentaveret, who run everything in the world, including the newspapers, and meet tri-annually at a secret country mansion in Colorado known as the Meadows.
So who's in this Pentaveret?
The Queen, the Vatican, the Gettys, the Rothschilds, and Colonel Sanders before he went tits up.
Like to kick his ass just once.